Hey, welcome to my journey and to Vlogmas Day 17. Now, this is meal prep. Before I tell you about that, I won't get another chance to talk to you today, so this will just be a moment of chit-chat. Today is Sebastian's birthday. He's 6 years old today. It is also the 6th anniversary of the day that we said goodbye to my best friend. He died terribly unexpectedly in his 40s. And the day we said goodbye to him for his memorial service was the day that Sebastian was born. And it's like I said in my Facebook memory, I was looking at that memory. It's like Sebastian knew I needed him that day. He just knew it. So to say it was an emotionally charged day, to be at the hospital with my firstborn grandchild, and then to a funeral home for a memorial service for my best friend later that day, is an understatement. So I just want to say happy birthday to Sebastian, and I love you to my best friend. So what we have today is keto stuffed breakfast biscuits, and they're made with almond flour because almond flour is keto approved, low carb. I'm not eating one. I've already said on video. I'm not eating one because I was going to, but I decided to eat something else. I'm working on another video. But that's what we're having for, well, not we, that's what I'm having for breakfast this week. And then for lunch is a microwave Reuben Casserole. And it uses canned roast beef. We talk about that in the video. I'm not going to rehash it out here. You will have your preference if you want to use it or if you don't. And I tell you, how else you can do it, the casserole. But I like the fact that it was in the microwave. It was so quick and so easy to just throw together, throw in the microwave, and it was done. So even if you weren't making it for meal prep, if you were just making it for supper, you got supper done. Boom, quick. So I'm excited to eat that this week. I tasted it already. It's very good. So that is what I am meal prepping for you this week. And it is only 1 week to Christmas. I won't be doing a prep next weekend because Christmas is Saturday. Sunday, I will be undecorating. I'll just tell you that right now. I don't waste no time. I love my Christmas, but then when Christmas is over, which for us is Christmas Eve, so who knows what I might not be doing Christmas Day. I have been known, and I don't care what you think, I have been known to take my tree down Christmas Day. Yes. That's just how I roll. I'm ready to get my house back. I'm just ready to get my house back. And I'm excited this year because I'm going to do some new decorating. Put out some new things. I've had these same things in here for 2 years or more. And so I'm just ready for some new stuff. I don't have it all. So I'm either going to have to do some more thrift shopping, which, I hate the thoughts of, and some craft and whatever. But I'll get around to doing that as soon as I get all the Christmas stuff put up. Then I'll just know what I have to work with from there on out. So anyway, oops. There's the timer for the video I'm working on now, so hold on. So with that being said, we will turn around and see what I'm meal prepping this week. The first thing we have to do for our stuffed biscuits is make the dough. This is called fathead dough. This is popular in the keto low carb community. I used to make it and make pizza out of it. It's a really good dough. So the first thing you need is a big enough bowl because you're going to have to stir this to beat the band. 2 cups of mozzarella cheese, just shredded mozzarella cheese, and 2 ounces of cream cheese. This is regular cream cheese. I'm not sure if fat-free would work or not because I've never tried it with that. All you need to do, and the cream cheese is not softened, you microwave this in 30-second intervals, stirring after each interval. You want to microwave it until the cream cheese is softened and the mozzarella cheese starts to melt, because we're going to stir this, like I said, just to beat the band. We're really going to get in there and get it combined. So let me do that, and I'll tell you how many seconds it took mine. Mine took 90 seconds. I've not stirred it after the last 30 seconds. You can see how it's melted, and the cream cheese had already melted. So now what we're going to do is we are going to stir and stir and stir until this is all combined. You want that cream cheese all combined in that mozzarella cheese. Get you a good sturdy spoon or spatula to do this. Okay, now we need 2 eggs. I put a little bit of salt and pepper in them. We're going to beat those up. And to this, we're going to add 1 cup of almond flour. And again, we're going to stir, stir, stir. Now, we are going to put the almond flour into the cheese. And stir, stir, stir. Okay, we pretty much got this combined as good as I'm going to get it anyway. And this part reminds me, I've got to start pumping iron. If you're weak in your forearms, this might not be the dough for you, because you really got to give it something. So hold on, we're going to get a piece of plastic wrap. And we will sprinkle it with a little bit more almond flour. Put this dough out here. We'll just roll it around. Because we are now going to, see, we got a nice little dough ball. It took some work, but it's a nice dough. If you're doing low carb and you want some bread, here you go. We're going to wrap this up in the, I'm going to wash my hands first. Wrap this up in the plastic wrap and refrigerate it until it's firm. I don't know how long to tell you. You just need to go back and keep checking it. I will try to keep a check on my clock to let you know how long it took for mine. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so my dough set in the refrigerator for an hour, and it's perfect in this little rectangle because I want to shape this into a rectangle. But let me tell you, this dough, before I start with my recipe, you can Google all the ways to use this dough. Pizza, that's how I mostly used it before. Pizza, bagels, garlic bread, rolls, calzones, stuffed biscuits. So you just do Google uses for fathead dough, and you will find a multitude of uses if you are trying to save carbs on your bread. Now let's continue with my breakfast recipe. So I'm going to see, maybe I'll use I want to keep it in a rectangle just because it'll be easier for me to cut into 6 equal, as close as I can get to equal portions. Okay, let's see, if I go down the middle, you don't have to have one of these dough cutters, but they are very handy. I'm going to go further in this way because there's more in the middle. And we shall call that even, whether it is or not. Now, let me set these pieces aside. Yeah, the ones in the middle are going to be just a hair bigger, but that's okay. Now, we're going to re-roll this because we're going to stuff it with sausage and cheese. Now, if they get sticky, like mine started to get sticky, you can get some additional almond flour out. Now, this is just butterball turkey sausage that I microwaved. We want a big enough, whatever piece of sausage you're putting in it, or if you're using bacon or ham or whatever you're using, make sure it's big enough to fold over. So I'll put my sausage on there, and then the cheese I'm using is just sliced cheese. The recipe calls for a cube of cheese, but I didn't want to put a cube of cheese in there because that seemed kind of excessive to me. This is just sliced cheese that you fold it in half and you break it, and then you fold it in half and you break it again. And this is the Velveeta. So any kind of cheese you want to put in it is the kind of cheese you put in it. We'll do that, and then we're going to see if we can. Oh, I think I've about overworked it. I think I overworked that. I'm going to try not to do the next ones. We'll do another one together to see if it works any better, or to see if maybe I should have left it in the refrigerator any longer. But you're going to put this in a greased muffin pan. You only need 6 whales, and since my little sausage is kind of big, I'm using my jumbo muffin pan. I thought that would work good. So I'm going to try not to work this as much. Maybe I should have let my dough sit in the fridge a little bit longer, but it's out here now, and we're going to work with what we got. Maybe I'll go at it at a less delicate manner, and then just squeeze it in the middle. That worked even better. Did you see that? Let's do that again. Okay, here's a triangle one. Let's see. There's not as much dough on this one because that was one of those middle pieces. We'll just spread it out in our hand. I think that works better. This one's not going to. This one's not going to go up around it. It's not enough dough. So when I say get it equal, oh, I can't get a hold of the cheese either. There we go. Try to get it equal. Yeah. You asked me why I'm leaving this in the video when it looks like I don't know what I'm doing. Because I want to show you that just because somebody's on a YouTube channel doesn't mean they're perfect. It means that things happen. This is just an everyday housewife's kitchen. I'm not a professional cook or a baker. I don't claim to be. I don't claim to be anything. Just somebody on here just sharing my life. And I just wanted to show you it's okay to not be perfect. Somebody told me in the comments the other day, perfect is overrated. I tend to agree. So we're just going to, Definitely let your dough sit longer than mine. Mine did not sit long enough. It felt firm, but it needed to chill a little bit longer. But anyway, we got it pieced together. I think it'll work. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of these. And these bake at 400 degrees for 12 to 15 minutes. And I'll let you know how long it took mine. They need to just rise up and just turn into bread. Okay. It was 12 minutes. I took them out because you see they're getting brown around the edges, and that was brown enough for me. So I want to see if they're going to come out of the pan. Hold on. Alexa, stop. They sure did. So now you can hear they're heavy. I mean, obviously, they're made with cheese, and they have a piece of sausage in them. So they're going to be a substantial meal. They're going to be a substantial breakfast. You're not going to need more than one. So here are our keto stuffed breakfast biscuits. Okay, so for our Reuben casserole, our microwave Reuben casserole, I was excited to try this because I think a microwave these days is a very underutilized appliance. I know I only use mine for reheating, cooking that fully cooked bacon, thawing, warming, stuff like that. And this is an actual recipe to make in the microwave. You don't have to put it in the oven. So what we need is a casserole dish. This is, I think, a 2-quart. And you want one, I just used the kraut in the jar. 16 ounces. You want 16 ounces of kraut, and you want to drain it. I put mine in the strainer, and then I squeezed it dry to get out most of the liquid. I left a little bit in there because I don't want the kraut super dry. So we're going to set this aside. And this recipe differs from my other Reuben casserole recipe, as in it uses canned corned beef. Now, I haven't, if you're not familiar with it, I'm going to show you how to open it and just hope that it doesn't act up on me. I've not had this in years. David doesn't eat it. So most of the time, if it's something he doesn't eat, I don't bother with it. And this is just something I haven't bothered with. So this also intrigued me. It comes with this little key on the side and this little tab. So you want to turn it around to the bottom, put the tab back on there, and twist it till it wraps around that key. And then you're going to start rolling it around the can. And then it pops off. Then you have a can of, and you know what we'll go ahead and do, which that's flavor, but just to save a little bit of fat, we'll take that off. Be careful, you're going to lose some of your corned beef. Okay, that's good enough. Like I said, that is your flavor. So we just want to chop it small. I'm going to try not to disintegrate it. I think that's small enough. I'm just cutting it in thirds and then turning it around and cutting it in thirds again. If you're scared of canned corned beef, or you don't want the fat, or if there's just some reason you prefer not to use canned corned beef, I imagine you could use chopped regular corned beef like you get at the deli. I would chop it small though, because when you scoop this casserole out, you don't want like a big chunk of meat coming with it. So I would dice it small and use, this is Oh, I've already cut it off. I don't know what size can it is. I've already peeled it off. Anyway, it's the that much. So then we're going to set this over here. And what we need to do is we're going to top our kraut with our corned beef mixture. Oops. Then we have, let me wipe my hands off. Hold on just a minute. We have Thousand Island. You have a half a cup of mayonnaise. I'm using Duke's Light in case you're curious. That's what it looks like. And I'm not using my regular Duke's because I'm using full fat Thousand Island. This is David's. You want a quarter cup of that. So there's a half a cup of mayonnaise and there's a quarter cup of Thousand Island. And you just want to stir that together. Then we're going to spread it over the top of the corned beef. Kind of got a lot in that one spot there. Okay, then we need 2 cups of cheese. We need 2 cups of shredded Swiss cheese. This is what I have because we were at Trader Joe's and I needed Swiss cheese. This is all they had, so it's a mixture, Swiss and Gruyere. But you just need Swiss cheese. 2 cups. That's a lot of cheese. Oh boy, that's gonna be cheesy. And then we're gonna cut away right now to make the breadcrumbs. For the breadcrumbs, I'm going to do them in my little mini food processor. And this recipe calls for pumpernickel bread. This is the one I got, the Pepperidge Farm. Typically, a Reuben is eaten on rye bread, but this called for pumpernickel, so that's what I went with. But you see, it's a nice dark bread. And I'm going to use the heel because that's the only way I would eat it. I don't like the heel of bread. So I'm just going to break this up in here. And we will process this until it is crumbs. Okay, now you're supposed to mix it with 2 tablespoons of butter, and the recipe didn't say if it was melted or not melted. So I'm just going to kind of do what I think. I keep my butter in a butter dish out on the counter, so it's always ready for spreading on toast if David eats toast, or if you just need softened butter. There it is. And I've never had any issues with it. You do what you're comfortable doing, but I've done this my whole life, so we just need 2 tablespoons. So I'm going to see if I can just pulse it and get it to mix without being a clumpy mess. I hope I don't have to start over with more bread, so we're gonna see together. Oh, I think that worked. Let's see. I think that worked. It made the nice buttery crumbs, what we needed. Okay, cool. All right, back to the other side. Okay, so there's the breadcrumbs, and we just need to put them on top. This will be covered. Spread this out. Cover it. If you don't have a lid for your casserole, put some plastic wrap over it tightly. Microwave it 12 to 14 minutes. So I'll check it after. Oh, I'm getting food all over me. I'll check it after 12 and see what it looks like. I let mine go for 9 minutes. I could smell it. I checked it. The cheese, you can see all through the breadcrumbs, is melted. It is very smooth looking. I didn't want it to start getting hard around the edges, so I went ahead and took mine out at 9 minutes. So maybe let your nose be your guide when you can start smelling it. Give it a peek. So you know that I eat in, I don't know how many servings this is, but I eat in 1 cup portions. So I'm going to see how many 1 cup portions I get out of this. There were 5 cups, almost on the money. There was like 2 little spoonfuls left. I tasted 1 bite and just divided it among a couple of them. It's good. It really is good. If I'm thinking, if you're concerned about canned corned beef, if you eat canned tuna or canned chicken, give canned corned beef a try. You know, I mean, what have you got to lose except the whole casserole? Sounds terrible. Really, it's good. It's good. I like the dressing. The dressing is not too strong. If you had put that much Thousand Island dressing on it, it would be so strong and tangy you won't be able to enjoy it. But cutting it with that mayonnaise, perfect move. So I am going to enjoy this week. Okay, so here's what we got today. We got our keto stuffed breakfast biscuits, and the all the information will be on the screen. Then we have our microwave Reuben casserole for lunch. I think it's going to be a delicious week. I'm not going to eat one of these this morning. I thought I was, but I'm not. I'm going to eat something else, or else I'd cut into it and let you see. But maybe I'll try to do that someday this week so you can see what the inside looks like and let you know how they tasted. Okay, I've been out and about. I'm slipping this in this video. I didn't think I was going to be able to show you, but I come in and I wanted to try this for lunch, and it's way past lunch. So I cut it in half. I heated it for 30 seconds. It's like I told you on the thing, it's heavy. But if you can see the texture, and I took a bite already, and it is so good. That bread, the fathead dough, is cheesy. And the cheese with the sausage and the extra little cheese is so good. So I just was not sure how these were going to do. So I'm glad I came in to get it, and I'm glad I waited on my video. So, yeah, good. So that will do it for me today. I hope everybody is having a good weekend, and I will see you in my next Vlogmas.